Hello. This is what I get for not testing my mic beforehand. For some reason, my settings reset. These are the woes of professional streaming. Anyways, I got it now. Hi, Irish. Hi, Travis. Hi, Klaus. Welcome on in. Love having you guys here always. Anyway, as I was saying, we are doing we're painting the Chaos Warriors, or Dread Warriors, as they're called in modern HeroQuest. These are heavily armored evil warriors that you encounter in the dungeons. And yeah, so in the original HeroQuest, these were Chaos Warriors. Now, if you know anything about Warhammer, or if you don't, I'm going to tell you. Chaos is basically like just exactly what you think it is, but there are 4 gods of chaos. And those 4 gods are Khorne, the god of blood and slaughter and war. Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull thrones. And Nurgle, the god of illness, disease, pestilence. Wow, already up at the top. Jesus. It's Khorne, but yeah, you're right. But these are all bad things. And then there is Tzeentch, the god of change, the basically like and magic. Yeah, Death Harvest, exactly. Tzeentch is the god of change and magic, kind of like deception, that sort of thing. And then the last one is Slaanesh, the god of excess, gluttony, lust, those sort of things. So those are your 4 gods of chaos. And my original Chaos Warriors for original HeroQuest, I painted them in the color schemes of the 4 gods. So I'll show them to you right now. So this is Khorne's colors. He is red for blood and brass, just because. And then the next one is Tzeentch, whose colors are blue and gold. And then Nurgle, sickly greens. Doesn't really have a metal associated with it, so I used iron and I rusted it up and stuff like that. And then Slaanesh's colors are like purple and gold and that sort of thing. So those are the 4 gods of chaos, and those are their 4 color schemes. And those are the 4 color schemes that I'm going to paint for the 4. Yes, blood for the blood god. Those are the 4 color schemes that I'm going to go for these guys. So I have 4 of this sculpt. One of them is going to get painted in each color of the chaos gods. And then I have 2 of this sculpt, which are going to be probably black and gold for Chaos Undivided. So, in order to decide which one I'm going to start with and which color scheme I'm going to go with, I'm going to decide it with Chaos. I'm going to roll a d4. So, I don't know what... I know how I'm going to paint them, but I don't know which one I'm going to paint first. And I can't decide on my own, so we're going to roll a d4. I'm going to use Chaos. So 1 is going to be Khorne, 2 is going to be Nurgle, 3 is going to be Tzeentch, and 4 is going to be Slaanesh. So who are we doing first? 1. Khorne. So Khorne is going to be our first color scheme. Easy enough. Harvest boy, yes. Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne. Just getting the colors that I know I'm gonna need. All right. So we're gonna start with a base coat of cornucopia. That's funny. Full of blood and skulls, that is. We're gonna start with Berserker Red. I hope everybody's having a nice Thursday or Friday for Klaus and in the future. So there, like you said, Irish, there's lots of cool little details on these guys. But all their armor is like this really cool, like it's like a face, like a skull face, which is pretty cool. A day I am having indeed.
Yes. Go. Volcano.
Thank you. My day has been okay. I got an email from Adobe this morning telling me that my educator discount is going to go away, which is to be expected. I've been sort of just hoping that they wouldn't notice that I'm not a teacher anymore for the past 5 years. And it sucks, but you know, they caught me. They caught the tater. Just means I'm gonna have to learn a whole bunch of new programs and remake all my templates and stuff. But it's fine, honestly. I'm not really super happy with Adobe in recent years, just because they've been leaning hard into the whole AI thing. Which I think AI-assisted tools are fine. Like, I really like it when Photoshop finds my subject for me and cuts it out. That's good. It's like 90% accurate. I still have to go in and do some cleaning up usually, but it saves me a lot of time and anchor points. But when, I don't think you should use AI-generated anything, ever. Unless it's like just for shits and gigs that you're using for like, you know, your D&D campaign. But even then, there's still tons of like Creative Commons stuff out there that you can use pretty easily. You just gotta look for it. So I don't know. It's a I've not been too happy with them recently, so I'm not super bummed about it. What I am bummed about is having to learn a whole bunch of new programs and shit in order to do my long form video editing and my audio editing and that stuff, which is super annoying. But there are worse things that could happen to a person. Yep. Yeah, I'm still shocked they check it out. No, I wouldn't want to use yours anyway, Travis, because it's just really like annoying to try to keep up with the accesses and stuff like that. I had to do that. I never used my work Adobe when I had it for my old job because constantly had to sign somebody out. I was just like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna like use my own. But it's too freaking annoying to manage otherwise. I don't even use AI for editing. My writing, because I don't trust it. It's not smart enough. It gets a lot of stuff wrong. But that's me just being old man yelling at cloud. I guess. I just don't trust AI as far as I can throw it. Yep. It's Irish's episode of Making Dice with Dice. Isn't Irish's episode of Making Dice with Dice? You let me know when. I'm gonna, as soon as it goes back, as soon as it goes up, we're gonna watch it on stream. That's what we're gonna do. Because I want to see it. Gotta wait for the episode. As soon as I get the Discord notification that it's live, we're gonna go watch it.
Swells, they laugh and chaff to see I eat fat bacon. They wouldn't touch such country stuff, but that's where they're mistaken. On wine and grog they do their airs and lord it at their ease. But give I fat pork from the sty or a lump of bread and cheese. For I can flour, milk a cow, I can reap or sow. I'm as fresh as a daisy that grows in the field and they call I buttercup Joe. Painted prime in summertime when we goes out haymaking. The lassies they will all turn out and freedom will be taken. They likes to get us country chaps, of course in harmless play. They likes to get us country chaps and roll us in the hay. For I can plow or milk a cow, I can reap or sow. I'm as fresh as a daisy that grows in the field and they calls I buttercup Joe. Seen my pretty maid, they calls her our Mary. Her work's as busy as a bumblebee, and Farmer Jones is dairy. And don't she make they dumplings noise? Be Jove, I means to try 'em. And ask her if she'd like to wed with a country chap like I am. For I can plow or milk a cow, I can reap or sow. I'm as fresh as a daisy that grows in the field. And they called I Buttercup Joe.
Yep. Oh, is it up? Is it up? Guys, I think it's up. I have to go find it. Whoop! Turning myself around. Ooh, Irish Spring. Ha. 249. Very good. I like it. I like it. Okay, so we're gonna pause. Okay. Here we go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that lovely mug.
Making Dice with Dice, episode 249. Marco! Marco!
Welcome to the Dippin' Dice Lab, where we roll dice to make dice. So what are we making? 8 liquid core.
What took you so long, old man?
How many colors in there? 4. Jeez. We need at least 1 mica powder, so what is color 1? 4. Glitter. And which glitter? Number 10. 10 is the greens. Color 2.
The greens.
2.
It's like these were made for
alcohol
Irish.
ink. Which alcohol ink? Number 8. Goodbye. 6. Lemon yellow. Number 3. 6. Something nice. What is my something nice? 6. Crayon shavings. And the last one's got to be mica. So what be the mica?
What be the
35.
mica?
Wicked.
First liquid
Ooh.
core of the season.
That's a
It
lot of
has
green.
been a minute since I made a liquid core, so I'm a little rusty. I really took my time with these to try and make them extra awesome, because it's been so long. Only problem is I totally used the wrong size for the chunky D20, so I had to really quickly remake that before I put these things in the pressure pot. So, you know, real smooth. Good job, me.
It is I, Murloc impersonator, Darren. The Dice Lich. This roll has been purchased by Irish. Oh, friend of mine. You're just gonna quietly order a roll and not let us know? Well, I hope you enjoy them, tricky friend. Have a terrible day.
12 hours later. I'm proud of how these came out, minus the fact that, you know,
Ooh.
this one floated up in the D4. Those ones are tricky to do. And yes, Irish is a real-life friend of mine who bought dice and didn't tell me, so these are for her. Hope
Oh,
paint
these are
good.
cool.
Cut out over there. 18. Metallic green. That works.
Well,
Not bad for first liquid cores of the season. I hope we start rolling them more often, because this was too long to go without making one. And because of the way that this roll purchase was sprung upon me, I'm going to call these ones Irish Spring. Just kidding.
Nah.
This is really nice. Keep checking our YouTube channel. There is something very big coming. But otherwise, you know what to do. Tell your friends. Spread the word. Have a good day.
Making Dice.
all right. I love it. Very cool. They look great, Travis. One day I'll purchase a roll without telling you. And then you can get mad at me. Yeah, if I paid for making dice with dice roll and not told Travis, I can imagine that he would probably, like, you know, come to my house and just beat me up. A lot of armor on this fellow, as you can see, and we're doing all the armor plates in red. Going back and looking at what we had. Yes. Travis would come beat me up. Yeah. I know that a lot of companies that do Australian stuff is like, it's like you have to have like a distributor in Australia, and that doesn't really work for what Travis is doing, I guess. There's no one making dice with dice over in Australia for him to contact. And I think the same applies for New Zealand, because usually like companies that do like Australian distribution also do distribution in New Zealand. At least that's my understanding, my limited understanding. Yeah. Yeah. Once he becomes Diffin Dice Incorporated, LLC, DDS, Esquire, he can do it. Once he becomes a publicly traded, like, you know, company, he can handle it, I think. That's a joke. It's a joke. Travis isn't going to become a publicly traded company. He doesn't want to answer to a board of directors. He is the board of directors. His shield is crazy, by the way. Just thought I'd point that out. Just look at this crazy face. Hmm. Yeah, your replies are going through. They may not. I don't know if they're popping up on the stream chat in this chat box, but I see them in the chat. I'm thinking to myself what colors, complementary colors I'm going to use with this. So I'm thinking that because the trick is going to be, this is going to sound like a very stupid thing, but follow me down this primrose path. The Chaos Gods all hate each other. I don't want to use any. I don't want to use any colors that are like complementary to other Chaos Gods. So, like for instance, I don't want to use purple with Corn here because Corn absolutely hates Slaanesh. He hates Zinch as well because he hates all magicians. I don't know. He doesn't really have like a thing with Nurgle, but I think that green wouldn't look that good on it. So I'm thinking that maybe we just go with sort of a. Maybe we go with sort of a warm brown. And yeah, and then of course the brass is gonna go on there too. I'm trying to think about the horns. The horns, I think I'll do the horns and bone. Yeah, we'll do the horns and bone. Just get my colors. My colors. Thank you, thank you. Let's see. Do I have... Pretty sure I have a warm brown. Ugh. That's definitely part of the warm brown. Let's see, the other one. Whoop. It's probably in here somewhere. I have to like search through my paints. I actually went and got rid of a lot of my old paint, which was very cathartic. Yep, I got it all. Okay, cool. Excellent. Very cathartic to get rid of a lot of that old paint because it was like all hard and you know, just couldn't deal with it anymore. All right, so let's finish up the armor. So we're gonna next mix Berserker Red and Sanguine Scarlet. This is gonna be mostly Berserker Red, I think. Add a little bit more paint to my palette here. So we'll do like a 2-to-1. Actually, those studs I might do in bronze or brass. I'm being careful around the face. I don't want to get any color inside that the slit on his helmet. I'm thinking now that trim might be good in brass as well. Maybe those spikes as well. I think those would be really good as in brass, just to break things up. Probably go down to a smaller brush. Honestly. I usually use a 1. And this, I'm sticking with the 2 just because I started with it. But I could probably go down to a 1 comfortably. Yes! A little poopa color, yeah. Hydration. It's okay, Irish. It could be a little poopa color. It's funny because my son, Ollie, he was going through some of our winter hats that we have in like a basket in our hallway, just like to grab when we need them, which is hardly ever because we live in Georgia. and there's one with a poof ball up at the top. And I said, and he was like, he picked it up and he was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "It's a poof ball." And he goes, "Poop ball." And I said, "No, poof ball." And he looked at me and he says, "Poop ball." And he thought it was the funniest thing in the world. And now every time he sees a poof ball, he says, "Poop ball." And I'm like, "No, it's a poof ball, silly." He just thinks it's the funniest thing in the world. But he's also, 2, so that tracks. I'm sure I thought that poop was funny at 2 as well. Alright, let's switch to the 1. That's a 3. He's pretty magical. He's a very funny kid. With a very big heart. He, a while ago, for his first Halloween, he had, the costume that he was wearing was the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters. And me and my wife were both Ghostbusters. And I photoshopped him into the final scene in New York where the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is stomping on people and going through New York and causing general havoc. And he saw the picture, and he was very concerned that he was stepping on people. And I said, "Buddy, it's not real. Papa made that in the computer." He's like, "I don't want to step on people." It's like, "It's not real, buddy." It's so funny. He was very concerned about stepping on people. I don't know if I'm a cool dad, but yeah, being a father is something I never thought I would be, much less being a father to 2 children. So this is, not an unwelcome experience, but definitely a good one. And definitely a different one than what I'm used to. I mean, my life has completely changed since I had children. 1 was enough to change my life, and now 2 has been a whole nother ball game. Sorry, long silence. I'm focusing, trying not to mess up my shadow colors. Already got that bit. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for all the lovely compliments that I'm receiving in the chat. I just know that when my son gets older, he's going to think his dad's a huge dork, but that's okay, because he's probably going to end up being a huge dork himself. It's in his DNA. I'll just tell him one day, son, I'm going to tell it to you straight. Your father's a huge dork, a huge nerd, and your mother was an academic overachiever in school. You were never destined to be cool. But it's okay. One day you're going to make a ton of money. And we're all going to be very grateful for it. It's either that or he'll be an artist. Because he already likes to draw, or already likes to draw and paint. So he might be a little artist one day. I don't know. I'll let him decide what he wants to do. He can do whatever he wants, so long as he doesn't let his grades slip. Because that'll make life a lot easier for him if he actually applies himself a little bit in school, which is something I never did, so be better than me. I was a terrible student. I did not want to do homework, mostly because I'm like, I already understand it. Why do you need me to do this at home as well? I got other stuff I want to do, man. Of course, when I was a kid, my parents didn't let us play video games during the week. We could only play video games on the weekend, which was, I mean, that's tantamount to torture. So, I just ended up reading a lot of books. I'm playing with a lot of toys and stuff like that. When I was really young, I played with a lot of toys. I built like Legos and stuff like that. I couldn't play with my Sega Genesis until it was the weekend. Yeah, I'm Sega Genesis old. Don't frickin' judge me. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the process. It's a quiet stream night tonight, but that's not a bad thing. I mean, not every night the stream chat's gonna be popping. Alright, moving on to just a plain old Sanguine Scarlet. It's our first big highlight. Are you talking about Bionicles? Yes, I loved Bionicles when I was a kid. That was one of my favorite Lego sets. We had a lot of Bionicles. I think we had all of the original run. And the reason why is because they sold them at our, like, local grocery store. Like, you could go to, like, the checkout line and you would see Bionicles just in the checkout line as, like, what in the impulse purchase section, you know? And I was always just like, hell yeah. So generally my parents would buy me one if, you know, if I had, like, you know, done my homework and shit. Which I didn't often do, but if I knew I was going to get a Bionicle, I'd do it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, you know, my parents couldn't really afford to give us a quote-unquote allowance. Like, if we mowed the grass or something, they would pay us, like, they'd give us, like, a few bucks or whatever, spending money. But that's about it. I mean, and that was when we were older. But, I mean, I had two brothers, so, like, you know, whatever one of us got, the other ones had to get too, so... You know, you can't just have one kid getting, one kid getting something and the other one's not. So, they couldn't really afford to give us, like, a quote-unquote allowance. Now, my grandmother, my Oma, she would give us money if we got good grades. She would, give us as much money as our grade level, up until a point. Once we got into high school, like, she kind of stopped doing that. Of course, by that time, like, my older brother, he got a job in high school. I got a job when I was in high school, but I was not there long. Mostly because the manager was a jerk. I was there when there's, like, laws of, like, you know, in America, for how late teenagers are able to work, because, you know, we have like school and shit. And I was there well after closing one night, mopping the floor, because the floor mopping machine broke. And I was mopping it by hand, and my manager was hanging out up front, chatting away to somebody, one of the other employees. I don't know which one. And he would go behind me and check to see if I had mopped. But by the time that he had checked, the floor had already dried. So he would make me do it again, thinking I hadn't done it. And he just kept doing that, and I was there well after closing. I was so tired by the end of it. And that's against the law. You're not allowed to keep teenagers out that late. So I quit the next day. I did not give a shit. I didn't like that job anyway. I was a stock boy at a grocery store, so it's not like it was losing any great fun or anything. Yeah, very, very bad boss. Was not, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know what his deal was, man. I don't know what I did to tick him off. But, I don't know. He just didn't like me. So, whatever, bro. He was a grown adult man, managing a grocery store, so I guess that's what he was upset about. I'm just doing some quick edge highlighting of this face on the shield. I wouldn't even call myself semi-famous, Klaus, but thank you very much. Enjoy your grilled cheese. I wouldn't even call myself a vaguely recognizable streamer, but you know. And thank you, Irish. I've never had good experiences with jobs. I think every job that I've had has been shit. Ironically enough. I mean, I take that back. My last job was good. The podcast editing. I really loved that job, but they fired me for no reason, so. That part was shit. That's true, I suppose. If that's a measure of fame. I mean... I prefer that to, you know, express monetarily, but... That's just me. Alright, I'm mixing in some ice yellow with my sanguine scarlet as my final highlight in the armor. And we're not going to go too crazy with this ice yellow here, because I don't want this to turn into a pink or an orange. I'm just going to bring up the color value a little bit. So it creates a nice highlight. I hope you're right, Klaus. Speaking of which, if you really want to support... I'm joking. But if folks do want to support, all they have to do is subscribe to the channel, or they can subscribe to my Patreon. Patreon, I post all the pictures of the models, or the minis and models that I've painted that are going to go up on my Instagram early. There'll be more stuff going on Patreon at some point, but baby steps. But just trying to do a thing, make content. That's what I'm doing. And it'd be nice if I could make money doing it. It would be nice. Yeah, appreciate that, Klaus. But nobody should feel obligated to support me or anybody else online unless you really, really want to. Times is tight for everyone. Nobody in the world is having a good time right now, I don't think. Brush is drying out.
Положил еси на главах гнецы от каменей честных, живота просиша от тебе и дал еси.
We're gonna skip the Gregorian chant. Howdy, Alec. What do you want to be debriefed on? What do you need to know? I was just talking about supporting creators that you like financially, and how nobody should feel obligated to do so, whether it's me or anyone else. because time's tight, and I don't think anybody's having a good job. It's not that I'm not a fan of the Gregorian chants, Klaus. It's just that goes on really long time, and it's kind of dull. I will do your briefs, Alec. I'm painting a Dread Warrior, also known as a Chaos Warrior in the old HeroQuest. And the color scheme I'm using, this lovely red and whatnot, is based off of the Chaos God Khorne, who is the god of blood and slaughter, and the Lord of Skulls and Brass. Blood for the Blood God, skulls for the Skull Throne, etc., etc. I decided on which Chaos God that I would paint them in the color scheme. Paint this one in the color scheme, because I'm going to do all 4 Chaos Gods eventually. By rolling a dice, or rolling a die, as it were. And Khorne won, so that is our choice of color scheme. Yeah. All right. So we got the armor painted. Now we're gonna work on the brown. We're gonna do a warm brown. So we're gonna use Mournfang brown as our base coat. Blood for the Blood God, skulls for the Skull's Throne. I think we may darken this up a little bit. Just looking at it on my palette, the color, we're gonna need to darken it up a little bit. So we're gonna add some curious leather to it. I just could feel that it was just a bit too warm, or a bit too bright. So this won't take away any of the warmness. It'll just darken it up a little bit so that it's less wow, and not so in your face. And we have some shadows. Okay. Now, the cloak is going to be fun. I'm going to need a bigger brush for this. Oh, good. I'm glad the palette's up your alley, Alec. I need so much more paint. I'm going to use an even bigger brush. I'm going to use my big 3. Also, there's just so much texture on this cloak. It's making it hard to get good coverage. There we go. Alright, very nearly done with this. I'm glad that you're enjoying the chill vibes. These are the vibes that I strive for. I desire only the chillest of vibes. I'm mixing a little bit more of that Morn Frame Brown in with that initial mix that we did for our first transitional color. Also, we'll do the little straps on his arms here. Even though you can barely see them. And also his gloves. You can kind of see that he's got gloves on here. We'll hit that with a little bit of that color there. So I don't think I've explained this yet, but in HeroQuest, when it was re-released in 2021, they didn't have the Games Workshop collaboration that Milton Bradley had in the 80s when they originally released HeroQuest. And in that game, we had Chaos Warriors, which is what I showed you guys up at the top of the stream. And Chaos is sort of a GW property. When I say sort of, it is a GW property. It's one of their most unique things that they have is Chaos and the Chaos Gods, etc. So, without that license, they had to come up with something else. And these guys, they called Dread Warriors. And instead of the forces of chaos, it was the forces of dread. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. My biggest problem with it is that it's very ill-defined. What is Dread? What is their deal? Like, you know, are there Dread gods? Give me some info here. There is none to be had. No information. But then again, it is just a board game, so you can't expect too much out of it. Though the original was set in a very lore-rich setting, so you have folks who are definitely interested in that kind of thing when it comes to HeroQuest in the modern day as well. So I'm always interested in the lore, though. That's like my shtick. What's the lore, you know? Is there lore? Tell me the lore. I always want to know. Alright, going up to that Mornfang Brown. Just straight up Mornfang Brown here. Okay. Hey, Fee. Faye. Welcome back. Yep, still the board game. We're on the home stretch though with the board game. Almost finished with it. Alright. Why did I close that? Alright. Well, because I don't need it. going all over the place. Alright, it has come very far. We're going to add a little bit of Doom Bull Brown to our Mornfang Brown. That's going to be a little bit of a warmer highlight. And we'll finish it off with a final highlight of the Doom Bull Brown, and that'll be it. There's so much texture on this cloak. Whoever designed this and AutoCAD or whatever Avalon Hill uses, they were like, you know what? I think that cloak needs more texture. Maybe just a bit more texture. Does it look like the surface of the moon yet? No? Well, then it needs more texture. Alrighty. And our final highlight of Doom Bull Brown. Yeah, it's a very worn cloak, that's for sure. It is a very cool cloak as well. I joke, but it is actually a very cool cloak. It looks very ragged and torn. Alrighty, well, that's our last brown highlight. Now, we begin the long, interesting task of metallics. Alright, so our baseline for what's going to be our biggest amount of metallics is going to be this. Battle Axe Brass. Just shuffling some stuff around here on my desk. As one does. All right. Okay. All right, so we got these little like teeth on the breastplate here. They're gonna be brass. I forgot to do the horns, but that's okay. We'll fix that. There's like little claws here. Also gonna do these little studs. Shoulder plates. I think we're gonna do the trim on the top plate here. I will also do the spikes, but let me do the other. Shoulder trim. You finish it, rather. Just trying to get a bunch of spikes and not screw up the shoulder pad. That's the key. Okay, Klaus. That's a tall order. And also probably very expensive to ship. But I'm glad that you think of me. That's true. You could just send me the STL files. And I'll just paint them up. I might could do that at some point. That's more feasible than receiving and shipping something to New Zealand.
And his name is John C.
Alex scaring the shit out of me. Keeping me on my toes.
Now we are ready to head for the horn away. Hey, roll and go. Our boots and our clothes, boys, are all in the pawn to me, rollicking randy dandy. Heave a Paul, oh, heave away, away. Hey, roll and go. Our anchors on board.
Oh, Alex trying to give me a heart attack.
Randy dandy, oh. Rouse to our bullies, you parish rig bums, away, hey, roll and go. Take your hands from your pockets and don't suck your thumbs to me, rollicking randy dandy, oh. Heave a Paul, oh, heave away, away, hey, roll and go. The anchor's on board and our cable is stored to me, rollicking randy dandy, oh. Rouse to our bullies, the wind's blowing free, away, hey, roll and go. Let's get the glad rags on and drive her to sea to me, rollicking randy dandy, oh. Heave a Paul, oh, heave away, away, hey, roll and go. The anchor's on board and our cable is stored to me, rollicking randy dandy, oh. We're out. And his name is John C.
Thank you, Soul.
Get down to me, lads, 'tis a hell of a way to me, rollicking randy dandy, oh. Heave a Paul, oh, heave away, away, hey, roll and
Alec already broke the seal on
anchors on board and our cable
my
is
heart
stored to me,
stopping, so I'm good.
randy dandy, oh.
I'm trying to get this to stay. Alec, I'll always remember you, buddy. I'll never forget you. And I know Soul. Alec is a bad influence. Yeah, I mean, I might, but it's not gonna happen. Because I just don't have the... I don't have a heat gun, and I already got paint on it, so I'm not gonna risk screwing up the paint just so that the mace will stay in place. It's not worth it. The mace can be a little wonky. It's not gonna kill me. I'll survive. The skeletons were even worse. Their sides were all out of whack. So, alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead and, while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna go ahead and do the horns. Starting off with an initial coat of Dust Bowl. By the way, we're up to 140 followers on the channel, which is pretty awesome. And over on YouTube, I think we're up to 200 and something subscribers, 220 something, which is nice. So yeah. But also, if you're following on Twitch or subscribed on YouTube or vice versa, you should do both. If you're not on Twitch, you know, that's cool. I understand that. But if you are on Twitch and you're not subscribed to me on YouTube, what are you doing with your life? Next layer, Dragon Fang. The plan is to release more long-form content and not just stream. I want to do both because I like creating. And I want to and not everybody watches streams. So, creating some videos for the people who don't want to watch me stream would be fun, I think. And also, I just, you know, I just like it. What can I say? And being a miniature painter slash board game slash tabletop person on YouTube and Twitch, I'll never be successful, so I just have to, you know, cultivate my niche, right? Next up, Skeleton Legion. I create good? Thank you, Alec. I try. I really do. Because as much as I want to pretend that I do all this just for the passion of it, and I do, because I wouldn't do it if I didn't want to do it, I also at some point need to start making it into a somewhat viable either extra or income stream. Because I've invested a lot of time and energy into this, and I'm hoping it pays off in some way or another, but we'll see. Because at some point you gotta make a decision on whether you want to keep doing this kind of thing and, you know, just doing it to do it. Just doing it to do it, or do I want to do it and actually get a little extra scratch out of it? because I've been unemployed since last March. So I got a job for 2 weeks, but I'm afraid that doesn't really count, at least not to me. Alright, got our horns done. Alright, time to add some shade. Well, we need to add silver, and then we can add shade to the metallics. I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, honestly, if this was a quote-unquote extra income source, that's all the money would go to, just go towards more minis. But, I'd like to work for myself for once. I'm tired of working for other people and getting fired for no reason. Putting 3 years into a career and basically building up a business from the base and then just being unceremoniously told one day, hey, we want somebody else to do this job. So, yeah. That sort of thing I'm kind of annoyed with and tired of doing, so tired of dealing with. So, wizards are doing it for themselves. I'm not bitter, but I am. Okay. Alrighty. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's kind of how I feel. But, you know, I mean, I really enjoyed the job when I had it, and that's the problem, is that if I wouldn't have enjoyed the job so much, I wouldn't have been like that upset about losing it. But I did really enjoy the job, really enjoyed what I was doing, and would have kept doing it for a long, long time, even though I was severely underpaid, but, you know, I enjoyed it that much. But, yep, didn't pan out. I'm applying a little bit of Agrax Earthshade onto the brass. And this is just because metallic paints tend to flood out details, and they don't blend as well with regular paints. So this kind of helps create like a line of demarcation between the regular paint and the metallic paint, as well as bring back some of those details that got sort of drowned by the metallic paint. And I'm using old Agrax Earth shade from Citadel because the new shades kind of feel more like contrast paints. There's a little bit too much tinting in them. For my taste, that is, I should say. Because they changed their shades a little while ago. It's really apparent on the face with how much the detail gets washed out if you don't put a shade on metallics. Okay. Add some Nuln Oil onto the mace here. Alrighty. Just gotta wait for it to dry. On-screen celebration? What is this? Are these bits that you're throwing at me, Travis? I don't know what to do. Oh, you wanted to see emotes? That might be broken.
And his name is John C.
Thank you. That's really weird. I don't know why that's not working. Yeah, it's like a Twitch thing, I guess. Does it? Okay. Well, I haven't seen any of it. I see none of it, so I'm glad that you guys are seeing it. Woohoo! And thank you, Travis. Stop throwing bits at me, you slut. Almost dry. That. I'll hydrate. Thank you for the bits, Travis. It doesn't mean you're not a slut. It's just emptying bits. Stop! Just throwing your bits at me. Ow! Ow! It hurts. What am I looking for? Oh, I know what I'm looking for. Ah, here we go. After the... Thank you. Thank you. Alec with the tear. Yeah, that's me. Oh, thank you for the sub, Soul. You guys started... Stop. Thank you for the resub, Soul. You guys are starting a hype train, and that's... Because you're doing all the subs, and you're doing all the bits. I don't... It's not gonna happen. There's 5 people in the stream. All we're doing is we're just painting a tiny man. There's no hype here. So, you gifted Klaus a sub. That's awesome. And Travis with the 5 subs. Stop! You're giving it to people that aren't even here. It's Alec gifting the 5 subs. You guys are the worst, but you're also the best, and I love you. The hype train is going. Get your exclusive emotes. My friends are crazy. Irish with the 5 subs. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. I don't know what I did to deserve it, but I appreciate it. I really do. I mean, I don't mean to kvetch and bitch. I really don't. It did, really. But you guys are awesome. All right. I don't know how to come back from that. That's the thing. I'm just doing my thing, man. I'm gonna use top brass to highlight the brass. I just don't know how to come back from that. Like, because that, you know, I mean, that's a huge deal for me. It's like you guys doing that sort of thing, and I don't know. It's one of those things like, I'm just doing this, and I hope it pays off one day, but like, you know, I don't expect it of anyone. But you guys are amazing. I truly have the best friends in the world. Because, you know, it's not everybody who would do that sort of thing. I'm just a wizard that paints miniatures with a small degree of skill. No, I'm not gonna cry. I just don't know how to... I don't know how to deal with... I don't know how to deal with praise and love, okay? I just don't... It's hard for me to register that, you know?
And it's old brown ale, old brown beer, bonny little brown jug that I love steer. Now my wife and I, we lives alone in a tumble-down cottage that we calls our own. She drinks gin and I rum, and together
Taking a shot.
we have fun. And it's old brown
Okay.
old brown beer,
I'll do that.
brown jug that I
But I still appreciate it.
If I had a cow that would give such milk, I'd dress her
Thanks for the
up
hype
in
train, guys.
finest silk, feed her
You guys
on
rock.
the best of hay, and I'd milk her 7 times every day. And it's old brown ale, old brown beer, bonny little brown jug that I love steer. And if my brown jug it was in jail, I'd pawn my shirt and get it out.
Yes, sir. I'll paint.
If friends did me despise, well, I'd up with my fist and I'd black their eyes. And it's old brown ale, old brown beer, bonny little brown jug that I love steer.
I'll keep painting.
Lord jovial and fat, he's got on his peaked feathered hat.
I'll highlight all this
Serves
brass.
your beer till his cellar runs dry, and he don't give a damn if you live or die. And it's old brown ale, old brown beer, bonny little brown jug that I love steer. Now the brewer brews it in the can, and the landlord serves it up in the pan. As for me, I'll do me part, and I'll keep strong ale next to me heart. And it's old brown ale, old brown beer, bonny little brown jug.
I really like the way this brass is coming out. I mean, look at that on the shield. That's pretty awesome. Choo choo. Oh, that's a dope emote. I love that frickin' emote. Congratulations, everybody who unlocked their hype train emotes. I love that little spinny frog. He's pretty frickin' dope. Alright, Surcoat Silver. It's gonna be our silver. Okay. All right. This guy is, he's pretty much done. I think he looks great. But there's one problem. This guy is a disciple of Khorne. Khorne's the blood god. He's far too clean. Far too clean to be a disciple of the blood god. So, we gotta bloody him up. Alrighty. How are we gonna do that, you ask? Well, this blood for the blood god. This is a technical paint that goes on and looks like wet blood. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the blood splatter thing. I'm trying to do it so that it splatters on him, but I don't know if I can do it with this one. So here's what we'll do instead. We'll do a little bit of the sponge action here on the shield, so it looks like he splatted somebody with his shield. So that way it kind of looks like he went and splatted somebody on his shield. And then, of course, he has to have a bloody mace. I'm trying to use a crappier brush for the bloody mace, because this is kind of a thick paint. This guy's been bashing heads. And then we can make it so like the blood kind of trickled down on his arm there. And of course, if he's bashing guys' skulls in, he's gonna get blood on his face. And there you have it. The Bloody Chaos, I mean Dread Warrior of Khorne. What do we think, folks? Blood for the Blood God, skulls for the Skull Throne. So there we go, the first of our 4 Chaos Warriors done, and then we got 2 that are kind of up in the air. I think there's going to be black and gold for Chaos Undivided, but yeah, this looks pretty freaking sick, I'm not going to lie. So, yeah, very cool. I'm very pleased with the way it turned out. And, yeah, pretty dope. Huh. All right. Blood. I think that's bloody enough. But all right, well, I think that's gonna be it for the stream tonight. I started a little later, and that's just because I was indisposed beforehand. Alright, so let's go on a little trip here. Hi. There we go. Whew. I'm glad everybody likes it. I like it. It's cool. I like all of you. Thanks again to everybody for this freaking hype train. I mean, come on. What are you doing to me? But you guys are awesome. And I had a ton of fun painting this thing, and a ton of fun just hanging out with everybody. And I don't know. Nobody I'm following is live. And I don't know if we want to. We're just not gonna do it. We're not gonna bother raiding out. I mean, I think everybody's probably gonna hop off after I'm finished. So let's go ahead and let's get our exit song going on. And as we discovered last time, it's not YouTube safe, so I can't just play it in like normal. I have to turn off my filters and shit. But thanks for hanging out, guys. You guys are all awesome, and I'll be back again on Monday night with another stream. If not before then, but probably Monday night. So, I had a ton of fun. Thanks to the freaking hype train again. And, I don't know, let's keep the train rolling. Love you all. Bye-bye.
I'll hang my harp on a weeping willow tree, and may the world go well with thee. He left me for a damsel dark. Each Friday night they used to spark. And now my love, once true to me, takes that dark damsel on his knee. Fare thee well, for I must leave thee. Do not let the parting grieve thee. Remember that the best of friends must part. Adieu, adieu, kind friends, adieu. I can no longer stay with you. I'll hang my harp on a weeping willow tree, and may the world go well with thee. My grave both wide and deep, with tombstones at my head and feet, and on my breast carve a turtle dove, to signify I died of love. Fare thee well, for I must leave thee. Do not let the parting grieve thee. Remember that the best of friends must part. Adieu, kind friends, adieu. I can no longer stay with you. I'll hang my harp on a weeping willow tree, and may the world go well with thee.